Hi everybody, my name is Craig and this is my YouTube channel, The Last Page, and I'm sorry I haven't made a video for a while, but I'm back and hopefully I'll be back regular now. And this is my catch-up video, and I thought I'd just go through the books that I really liked while I haven't made any videos, and here we go. The first book I want to show is Of Mice and Men by John Steinbeck, and I read this book probably about 2 months ago, and it really stopped me reading for a little bit. It really moved me, and I've read this book before when I was younger, and I've seen the movie with John Malkovich and Gary Sinise, but even knowing what happens, this book really moved me, and if you haven't read it, I highly recommend it. It's about two friends, George and Lenny. You find out quite quickly that Lenny has a disability, and that leads them to all sorts of situations, and it's not a very long novel, but there is a lot in it. It's about friendship, responsibility, the types of people there are in the world, and about having a dream and trying to make it come true. And like I said, if you haven't read it, I highly recommend it. The next book I have is Canary Row by John Steinbeck. I just read this one recently. I have still been on a John Steinbeck read and trying to read a lot of his work at the moment. This is a story about several characters that live in Canary Row, and it's about their different stories and what happens to them while living in Canary Row. It's a short novel as well, but there's a lot in it and lots of great characters with many flaws, but you can't help but feel for a lot of them. And in this one, there is a moment where a character says, "I love you," and it was a really powerful moment. And if you've read it, you know which part it is, and it just made the book even better. And it's just 3 words, but really in the right situation, and I highly recommend reading Canary Row as well by John Steinbeck. The next book I have is Bird Box by Josh Mellerman. I have wanted to read this book for quite a while, and I finally got around to it. I really like this cover. I saw it on Twitter and I knew I had to have this edition, and I'd heard before I read it that it was very creepy, suspenseful, and it didn't disappoint. This book is the story of Mallory's life, and it's in the past and present. They alternate throughout the book, and you have to read it. It's very good and highly scary too. That's Bird Box by Josh Mellerman. The next book I want to show you is a Kindle book. It's Sword and Shadows by Peter Hilton. This is the second novella in the Zane Holloway series, and it doesn't disappoint. With every novella that comes out of the Zane Holloway series, it just keeps getting better. There's always a great adventure and plenty of action, and in this one you find out a bit more about Zane and Lily's past, and you discover more about the world that their life is set in, and it's a great read. It's not very long. And also, I have just recently finished Lightning and Thrones, which is the next novella after Sword and Shadows by Peter Hilton. And in this one, things just get more interesting, and the characters just develop even more, and this one goes off into different places, and it'll leave you really wanting more and to find out more about Zane and Lily. And I can't say enough, it's well worth a read. They're not very expensive, they're a quick read, and they're very entertaining, and you'll get to really like the characters. So if you're looking for something, the Zane Holloway series by P.T. Hilton. The last thing I want to show you guys is two comic or graphic novels. They're volume 1 and 2 in the series of Mind Management by Matt Kind. I've read both of these just recently, and they are very good, and I can't wait to read more of them. The story centers around Maru. She's a journalist, and at the beginning of volume 1 she decides to investigate a flight that came back, and all the people aboard that flight have lost their memory. And it just goes on from there, and Maru discovers a lot, and she discovers mind management. The artwork is all like this. It's very good. It's very easy to read. There's not a lot of text, but there's the story that's told in the pictures, and then I don't know if you can see it, but along the sides of the pages there's writing which tells you about mind management, and then in volume 2 there is more, and it tells another story that coincides with the main story but gives you more background information. It's very well done, and again in volume 2 the drawing and is the same. Like I said, very easy to read, and once you pick it up it's hard to put down because you want to find out what happens. And these hardback are very nice. They look very good together, and hopefully I'll get volume 3 soon. But if you're looking for a graphic series to read, I highly recommend Mind Management by Matt Kind. Well, that's all I have for today in my catch-up video. Sorry if my voice doesn't sound very good. I think I've got a cold coming on, but it's good to be back, and hopefully I'll be making more videos on a regular basis again now. And thank you to everybody who subscribed while I hadn't been making videos. I look forward to chatting with you guys and talking about books a lot more. If you have any questions about any of the books I showed, please feel to comment. I love replying and talking about books, so I look forward to seeing you all soon. Thank you. Bye.